back to the channel. Glad you're here. Good to see you. I am Stephen M, here to bring the mayhem again. I hope you're having a real swell day out there as we get into some more of these conspiracy TikToks. But real quick, I don't want to waste too much time here before we get into it, but just do me a favor and hit that sub button real quick. It only takes a second. It's right down there, and they even give you a nice little button to hit on the screen, which I just found out that's a real thing, but we don't got to get into that. And I'm telling you right now, I might look like a jerk, but I would totally do it for you. I'm telling you, I'm just like Jessica Rabbit.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
Okay, enough of the panhandling. Let's just go ahead and do our thing real quick. First video I'm going to get into, I never heard of, what is it? I forget the name of the map already. I'm looking right at it. You're looking right at it. But somebody in my comment section by the name of Crystal Light, who's been nice enough to watch my videos and put me up on some game, turned me on to this. And apparently it's a flat earth map. I don't know. We'll see real quick, but shouts out to her for pumping me up on some knowledge.
So this Nos Confunded map has just captured and captivated the minds of so many. And like I said in the last video, there's no difference between this and this. The solar system is this infinite outer space. It's up there, out there, aliens and all these other planets. And this one, it's outer space. It's all these other planets outside. Check it out. You got the lands of Mars. And then you got Mars right here. And you got these Martians that live on them, right? The lands of Uranus. And Uranus. The lands of Neptune and Neptune. You got Mercury and the lands of Venus too. Mercury, Venus, lands of Saturn and Jupiter. Saturn, Jupiter. And this is where Earth is supposed to be in the known lands. And you can't forget Asgard, you know. You know, that's where Thor is, guys. Remember that? And there's 178 of these, and all these other lands got their little dome around them, and then you got a big dome around the entire thing. And all this coming from this book, The Navigator Who Crossed the Ice Wall. And the crazy thing is, if you just believe that Earth is the main thing and that there's a firmament over there, people will say that you are putting limits on the Creator. You're putting limits on him because don't you know there's all these other lands out there, all these other planets where other people are living. And you got this infinite outer space. You're putting limits on the Creator. So really both camps are saying the same exact thing. They're just putting a different twist on it. And a lot of people in the flat earth camp will come down on the globe people and they'll say they still believe in Santa Claus because of all this. Well, to me, this is believing in Santa Claus too. What's the difference? There's no proof other than a book for this, and there's no proof for this either. What's nuts is a lot of times people will come down on you because you believe the Bible and, oh, it's just a bunch of fairy tales. It was written by men. Well, isn't this just a book written by men? And don't you get this concept from the science books, which were also written by men? And a lot of people in the flat earth community, they'll use the Bible whenever it's suitable to fit their little agenda or their beliefs.
Sure.
But ignore the Bible when it comes to things like this and like this, which both of those are unbiblical.
Okay, so that was kind of a lot to take in right there. And it's just, why is that one more believable? What's the big deal about that? Because it was in some book. I guess I'd have to check out the book. Did somebody say they've seen the things and we have to just believe them? The only person I really believe that said something crazy, I don't even want to call it crazy, said something that seems believable was Admiral Byrd. You know, so long ago, I don't think things were as locked down as they are now, but I don't know. It's just another flat Earth map. I'm glad it's I'm glad Uranus was on it. There's just a couple things that you should just never outgrow laughing at. Like if you're ever like doing some construction and someone says, "Hey, hand me the caulk." Come on now, you can make jokes about that all day.
The 1934 LA Times article specifically says, "Lizard People's Catacomb City hunted. Engineer sinks shaft under Fort Moorhill to find a maze of tunnels and priceless treasures of legendary inhabitants. G. Warren Shufeld, a geophysical mining engineer, used cutting-edge technology at the time in the form of radio X-rays to detect minerals and tunnels below the surface. It turned up catacombs and vaults that made up a vast city. Shofeld met with a Hopi Indian. Little Chief Greenleaf told him the ancient story of how an advanced race called the Lizard People had built a massive underground city using powerful chemicals instead of shovels. The Lizard People were highly advanced and incredibly smart. According to the Hopi chief, their city was built with an advanced type of cement stronger than anything modern people could make.
I would really like to verify if that was really in the LA Times, because that would be crazy. I mean, Roswell was in, they said a UFO crash and then redacted that. There's been giants in the newspaper. They said they dug up, long ago, that UFO that they crashed in, I forget what town. And they said they threw it at the bottom of a well. A lot of weird things were put in newspapers back in the day. And I mean, nothing was really verified, but that's possible that was said. I mean, I think I heard about that before. And I think I heard about, the Native American chief saying it, the Hopi chief. I like that the guy's name was G. Warren. I wonder if that's Warren G. got his name, but those lizards must have been regulators, and they mounted up and built some tunnels. Obviously, there's lizard people everywhere, so, I mean...
The first people to suffer from the atomic bomb were in New Mexico. The Trinity test was the first detonation of a nuclear weapon, which happened more than 200 miles away from Los Alamos. However, this area was home to 500,000 Hispanos and Native Americans who were all within a 150-mile radius of the test. Despite scientists at the time knowing full well that the atomic bomb would cause tumors, death, and other negative health effects, the U.S. government told the residents not to evacuate, didn't warn them of what was going to happen or the health risks, and told them that the test was just an accidental explosion of ammunition.
Of course.
As a result, infant mortality rates rose 56%, while many other people developed leukemia, among other cancers. Not only were they themselves affected, but their crops, water, and environment were, and still are today, contaminated with harmful chemicals from the blast.
Wow, that's fake news.
You are fake news, sir.
And misinformation, and I don't even know. Just redact that whole thing. There's no way that's true, because I know one thing: the government cares about your health, and they would never do anything to harm you. The Tuskegee incident is false. That was false.
We own the science, and we think that the world should know it.
You do what the government tells you to do because they have your best interests in mind. They might have done some fishy things before, but nothing like this, I can't believe it. Nope, not gonna believe that, lady. Propaganda. Keep it moving.
Noise. Black noise.
Yeah.
Black noise is something that Barrow's got very interested in. It's
the
one facet of black noise is that everything, like a glass, if an opera singer hits a particular note, the vibrations are that of the metabolism of the glass, and it cracks it. Yeah. So a black noise is the register within which you can crack a city or people, or it's a new controlled bomb. It's a noise bomb, in fact, which can destroy.
Is it a real thing? I mean, is it something
it is invented in France.
Could a tyrant use it to...
Well, until last year, you could buy the patent for it in the French patent office for about equivalent to $3-4.
And it would wipe out it's concentrated...
Depends how much money you put into it. I mean, a small one could probably kill about half the people here, but a big one could destroy a city, or even more. I mean...
It's a weird idea.
Don't look at it's not my idea.
No. Well, let's not give the instructions on how to do it.
Dude, that was wild. I like that David Bowie asked, "Why'd you ask me that?" Like it was some insider information. Like, what do you want to know about that? I believe him. I never heard of it. I didn't know that was a thing. So we're talking, what was this, the 70s and probably late 70s? And he's saying that they had some sort of, I guess, bomb, but what, did it come through music? I believe him for the simple fact that, one, he was uber famous at the time and a musician. So is that like they're saying they switched the hertz in music to brainwash you, which seems pretty true.
And the 440 hertz frequency was in. Some say that there was even some great interest from people such as Rockefeller in this replacement. Some sources suggest that his interest was linked to the way that people responded to music tuned to the 440 hertz frequency. He suggested that it made people more susceptible to outside stimuli by weakening the body and easier to control. A similar theory exists regarding the Nazis, who may have wanted to control their population by song music made at that frequency. Sure, Some people may dismiss these theories as simple conspiracies meant to demonize certain people. But the fact that the 440 frequency has been the standard for tuning instruments and so has influenced the entire music industry for generations still remains. Even so, the 432 Hz frequency was out.
Dude, if they were talking about then, these DWs, they're doing the do.
So I'm going to show you guys this commercial that came out for Christmas 2010 on MTV, and I want to know your thoughts. It's really creepy, so I'm giving a disclaimer, and we can discuss at the end.
A disclaimer because it's creepy?
Do you see the last scene of this? It is so creepy. Like, the blood on the girl's dress, the man choking the woman, the Baphomet creature in the back, and the fire.
Oh my God, it was Bohemian Grove. I'm sure I saw that commercial back in the day and didn't think anything of it because I was probably a little youth. That's why they put everything right in your face, right? Pause. Phew, that scene really was. It was Bohemian Grove. It was, well, jeez. Good catch on her part. I mean, I wouldn't even have thought of that. That's wild. Dude, if that was intentional to be what they assumed that was, that's not a surprise.
And I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Crazy theory. You know, he does this thing, right?
Oh, when he's playing chess.
Yeah, when he's playing chess.
Yeah.
Now this is a mudra. What does this look like?
Illuminati?
What does this look like?
Oh, yeah.
Now check this out. There's a theory that the mudras, they work. That's why people do them. This is actually used in a lot of Hinduism and even meditations.
Okay.
Different hand mudras. The theory is the elites or the Illuminati or whoever doesn't want us finding out the power of these mudras, they attach negative images onto it to make it seem like a bad thing. If we look at this, Illuminati, we won't dare to do it because it's like taboo. Now another one. Remember this?
Yeah, the goat.
People are saying this is satanic. This is another mudra. And this mudra specifically, this actually helps your health. It actually boosts your immune system. People will do this. And after doing it for, I think, 8 hours of meditation like this, they'll cough up mucus. Just as a circuit would work. Doing this, completing a circuit in your body gets your mucus out.
Well, I guess, you know what we all need to go do? Sit around in a wolf pack for 8 hours and see if we start puking up mucus. What? That's crazy. I mean, I believe him. I can understand what he's getting at. You know, like Hindus and all that, they are into some spiritual stuff like that. I don't know why they be trying to hide it from us, but people do like to have their hands like that, like powerful people. They're always in that thing, and we all think it is Illuminati and this and that. Like, but maybe it's about like a power thing, cleansing your, I don't know what, Uranus. Oh. What was I gonna say? It would make sense. I mean, symbolism, I'm sure everybody knows, like the swastika was a symbol of like, what was it? Peace? I forget. It was a good thing. I think it does come from like Hindus, Hebrews, something good. And then old Hitler had to go and screw that up for everybody because it's a cool looking symbol realistically, but obviously like the worst of the symbols. So that's a no can do. But okay.
Tesla was working with this stuff in the late 1800s and early 20th century. Well, he was messing with free energy. He and his nephew drove a car powered only by the energy he took out of the air. He had that technology perfected already in 1928. Tesla wanted to give us this technology for free. Now, with Tesla and the electric cars again, people begin to dig around, you know, and find out that Tesla was talking about this stuff 100 years ago.
Man, Tesla's story is so crazy. All the inventions he had. I didn't know about that car thing, but I believe it. And they just shunned him and he just died poor and alone. Elon Musk named his damn car after it. So, like, wonder what he knows. as a matter of fact, now that I really think about it. But you got to watch. If you haven't watched these documentaries, you can find them on YouTube. There's 2 of them. It's How Big Oil Conquered the World and How Big Oil Conquered the World Again. I forget what the second one is. There's 2 movies of the same title. You got to make sure you get the right one. I don't even really know how to describe to make sure you get the right one, but you'll know. They're like 3 hours long each or something, 2 hours each. But they break down society as soon as whoever was it, the Rockefellers? No, I forget. Whoever like started the big oil tycoons. There was 2. I think Exxon was one. There was 2 of them. Dude, they shaped the world. They quit teaching certain things in college. Like they started setting college courses. I mean, they had enough money. That's when the people that really started to run the world started to run the world. I'm sounding like a dipshit right now, but Tesla trying to give free energy? Oh, no. These boys are like, nay. Fucking beat it, bucko. Then all of a sudden, Einstein's a smart guy. Einstein apparently wasn't the smartest guy. They just, I don't know. I do know, but I don't know. There's just so much shit behind it that I'm not. Look into it, bro. You gotta look into it.
And when you look into it,
the debate is over. Nikola Tesla is a Venusian. So everyone, and I mean everyone, knows who Nikola Tesla was, right? The Serbian-American inventor who was an electrical engineer, had all of his fucking inventions stolen by Thomas Edison. But what you might not know is the FBI on their .gov website just released some stuff that he was from Venus. You can see clearly right here, the space people have visited the Tesla engineers many times and have told us that Tesla was
Everybody knows women are from Venus, okay? We're not even...
As a Venusian, brought to this planet as a baby in 1856 and left with Mr. and Mrs. Tesla in a remote mountain province in which is now Yugoslavia. There's even testimony, okay, from a prodigy of Tesla himself. Blois Fitzgerald, an electrical engineer, it says had been quite close to Tesla during his lifetime. But alas, we all know the tragic fate of Nikola Tesla, and now we know exactly who the government sent in and possibly why all some crazy shit's been happening.
Did you see the name on the document? John Trump. So that's crazy. I mean, so where did he get all this shit? Are we saying you can just go read this on some government website? Because that is wild. Hold up. From Venus. Does that give credence to that map? Does that give credence to the flat earth thing? Because if Venus is by the sun, you didn't come from there. You would just melt. So what? I need to know why this guy has got this information. Has anybody been to Venus before? Can you tell me if that's where Tesla's from? Or maybe I should call Nikola Jokic the Joker and ask him about what the Serbians know about Tesla, because I didn't even know he was a Serbian American. I just thought he was I thought he was a good old American boy, danggummit.
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm.
Phew, that was wild.
Over 50% of the total population are clones. And see, we've been dealing with the science of cloning since the Egypt and Atlantis days. So this is not new. But a lot of people are just now finding out about this, which really just shows you how far behind people really are. When you understand that the physical body is nothing more than a vessel for consciousness, then you start to see reality differently. Back in ancient times, when we were more spiritually advanced, we had the ability to transfer our consciousness in and out of the body and in and out of dimensions at will. The pharaohs used to actually lay in tombs for weeks and astral travel. It's called suspended animation, where you're able to shut down your bodily functions, which frees your consciousness from the body so that you can actually exist solely on the spiritual plane for an extended period of time. But what happened was, over time, this knowledge was lost and people became trapped within their physical bodies. So fast forward to 2023, there are very few people who actually have this knowledge and science of how to do this. So there are literally certain beings who have this knowledge, who have the ability to go in and out of this dimension at will.
So he went from 50% of the people on the planet are clones to people used to astro project. That's were they on drugs? Is he saying it's like ayahuasca or something? Or he's just saying you could just lay there and you were just so in tune with your spirituality or whatever it may be that you could just do that? I mean, the Egyptians and every past culture seemed highly enlightened compared to our dumbass. If we're all strapped down with everything, you got to get a license for every damn thing ever. You get so many bills in the mail, you have so much shit, you're so overwhelmed to think. You got to drag your shithead kid from soccer practice to soccer practice.
We're supposed to have everything we want in America. People say, why don't you just drive smaller cars? Why don't you economize? We can't do it. We can't drive smaller cars because we have big fat kids. You can't do it. You try wedging a clan of these mid-American behemoths with their Cheetos and their Funyuns and their Game Boys. You try wedging them in the back seat of a Honda Civic, it's not gonna happen.
I mean, no one has time to think, and it's designed that way. Don't be able to think. Don't be able to think.
I'll take a Batman magazine.
Stay locked in. That's why 50% of the world is clones. That would make sense for all the NPCs. Is he saying we're in a simulation? And they were able to mentally get in other simulations? I wouldn't doubt at all if we were in a simulation. Like, and then we would, like, think about this, like the metaverse. And I even said this, like, this is probably, we're inside a simulation. Somebody built a metaverse 3 metaverses ago, and then people started just being in the metaverse. They quit being even in their own reality, and they turned into basically the Matrix. Then people forgot about the outside to an extent, but people took care of them. There were still people out there taking care of them. Then somebody in the metaverse built another metaverse. Now those things inside the metaverse, they wouldn't know that they're in a false reality. When I first had that thought a while back, that blew my mind. There's no reason that we're not in a Sims game that was in a Sims game that was in a Sims game in a metaverse. The Matrix just goes and goes and goes and goes. And it really annoys me because I know damn well the people that run this world know the answers to these goddamn questions. Phew. Wild stuff. I like that guy. He seemed all right. Good video of the day. That's enough of the conspiracies just for now. This dude does... Listen. Let's not even talk about politics so we can avoid it. This guy does the best Trump impression I've ever heard in my life. Whether you like him, don't like him, however you feel about him, just listen to how spot on this whippersnapper here is.
I met this man at the bar last night. His Donald Trump impression is uncanny.
Everything is so good right now. It's going to be even better. In 2024, it's going to be so beautiful, so beautiful. We're going to elect a lot of people that are going to be very good. They're going to be very good for our country. They're going to be very good for our democracy. And then we're going to get rid of Sleepy Joe. He's been so horrible for the country. So horrible, so horrible. Where is Joe Biden? Where is he at? Where is he going? He's asleep. He's asleep.
How good was that, dude? Oh my. And he even kind of looks like him, which is crazy. That was so spot on. He's probably getting laid all the time off that right there, you know, especially like in the red states. Yeah, that's great. They should make another show. I can't believe they haven't done it right now. Does anybody remember the show that was on Comedy Central when George Bush was president called That's My Bush? The guys that make South Park had this show. I think it only went for 3 seasons. And it's when George Bush was president. It was called That's My Bush.
He's the president in residence. He's kind of in charge. He's got the whole country saying, that's my Bush.
It was one of the funniest shows ever. And they had the nerve to do it while he was still president. The one episode, George Bush took ecstasy. It was some dude, I forget. You'd have to check it out. Check it out, man. They should make another one and have this guy play it. All right, enough of the rambling. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking around. If you didn't sub at the beginning, go ahead and get it done now. Just push that freaking dang button. It takes no work at all. A couple of finger movements. If you liked it, like it. If you don't like it, just keep it moving, bro, because I do not want to beef with you.